Well, valuations rarely spell the end of a bull market. It certainly raises the risk in a market, and I think those risks are likely to increase over the course of this fall, simply because there are a number of things on the calendar that could go wrong and could spook investors. Things that you've reported on, things like the debt ceiling here in the States, things like the budget debate that's coming up. I think the third quarter earnings report season may hold some risk as well. The critical thing for investors is to distinguish what poses a threat to sentiment and therefore price versus what poses a threat to fundamentals and therefore value. We're still in the camp where the threats fall more in the area of sentiment and price than they do the fundamental values, so we remain pretty full invested.
Okay, what are those threats, though, that you're talking about? Whether it comes to value or to price, what are the biggest threats out there? What are the biggest risks that you're watching?
Well, the biggest threats to sentiment and to therefore prices take the form of a budget ceiling or a debt ceiling rather that the United States has to wrestle with probably by late September, early October, and that's right around the corner. I don't think anyone in either political party here in the States wants to endanger the credit worthiness of the United States, but accidents can happen. We've been through this before. It's not the first time we've been through this scenario. And what we learned in the past is it certainly is a threat to near-term prices, but not a long-term threat to valuations. So I'm simply warning our clients to be prepared for a bumpy ride this fall. And the reason that's important is that here in the States, we haven't had a whole lot of bumps in the equity market really since the summer of last year, and there was a very short-lived reaction to the Brexit vote. But since then, we have not had a 5% correction, and we're in pretty rarefied territory in terms of that length of period without any sort of setback in markets.